For our top story tonight, multiple crews responded to a structure fire this evening, which occurred along Wilsonburg Road in Clarksburg, causing them to close down the road.
I think the weather forgot that it's April.
Yeah, oh my goodness, I'm a little scared.
Let's go ahead and talk about some exciting solar weather. Last night, you may have seen some bright colors in the sky as the northern lights made an appearance right here in north central West Virginia. Well, Eric, it's getting closer to 6:30, so we're getting ready to get things started out here. If you are interested in adopting one of these furry friends for yourself or volunteering here at the Animal Friends Sanctuary, you can find more information on their website at animalfriendswv.org. I will be giving this a try right here. This is our 8-ounce center cut filet mignon, which is accompanied by some baby potatoes, some broccolini, white asparagus, and some brandy cream sauce. That's right, Eric and Don. I took a few minutes to speak with Jackson Pauly's father, Jason. He said that Jackson is currently still recovering in the hospital, but he's made a lot of progress since last Saturday, which is when the incident took place. Then if you're hoping to snag a free pair of Eclipse glasses for yourself, WVU is hosting an Eclipse viewing event tomorrow from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. at Mountain Lair Green. That's another major controversial issue that will be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. Half the states in the nation have passed bills banning what's known as gender-affirming care for minors. And turning to this developing story, the Marion County Sheriff's Office needs your help in an investigation after an elderly man was found in a creek near Worthington this morning. And earlier today, a body was found under the Bellevue Bridge in Fairmont. This would be the third body that was discovered in Fairmont just this month, following one that was found on June 3rd and the other on June 7th. I got here a little while ago, and things are packed out. As you can see behind me, a lot of people have come out to participate in the festivities tonight. I'm Jordan Massey, and this week on Restaurant Road Trip, we're taking the meaning of build your own bowl quite literally. Make sure to tune in tonight at 6 to find out where you can also build your own. At the end of this month, a set of identical triplets will be graduating from Fairmont Senior High School. Now, although they may look exactly the same, they've been on completely different journeys. Ahead of their graduation, the Gilmore triplets took some time to sit down with 12 News to reflect on what truly sets them apart. According to the Trump campaign, the former president is safe after shots were fired in his vicinity this afternoon on his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wow, that's too bad. I was really looking forward to some warm weather, but I guess not.
Yeah, Tuesday of next week is about the warmest we got.
Well, we'll look forward to that.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this brief interview. You all heard that classes start for Mountaineers tomorrow. So for all of you that are going to be in class, happy learning. Reporting live in Morgantown, I'm Jordan Massey, 12 News. Back to you. One person was taken to the hospital Thursday night after a vehicle crashed into an electrical pole and caught fire near the old Adamstown Elementary School. According to the Harrison County 911 media log, at about 8:45, crews were called out to a single vehicle accident on West Pike Street near the intersection with South 27th Street. Our 12 News reporter who was on the scene saw that a silver car had crashed into an electrical pole and had its airbags deployed. One person was lying on the ground and being treated by EMS crews. That person was taken from the scene by an ambulance. There's no word at this time on that person's condition, but crews from the Clarksburg Fire Department, Clarksburg Police Department, and Anmore EMS responded to the scene. Then we have new video of a fire in Harrison County that damaged a house overnight. Just before midnight Thursday, crews were called to School Street in Shinston for a house fire. 6 fire departments and the Harrison County EMS all responded to the incident. No one was injured. Harrison County 911 officials stated that there was one crew that was still on the scene as early as 3:15 this morning. There's no word yet on the cause of the fire. And a recently elected member of the Board of Education in Upshur County has submitted her resignation. Susan King, who won the May election with 41.75% of the vote, resigned via letter saying she felt she could better serve the school system in other ways. Superintendent Christine Miller says no action on the vacancy has been taken yet. According to state code governing school board resignations, the school board has 45 days to appoint a new member. If that does not happen within 45 days, the state superintendent will make that appointment. The Upshur County school system has been under State Department of Education oversight since last year due to alleged mismanagement of COVID funding by the previous administration.
Many West Virginians have lost their lives as a result of fentanyl overdose. But have you ever wondered about the effects this has on the families involved? 12 News' Jordan Massey spoke with a local mother about her own experience losing a loved one.
One grieving mother based out of Preston County says that her son was murdered at the hands of fentanyl. And years after the fact, she's still looking for answers.
It'll be 3 years that we've lost Jeffrey. It doesn't get any easier. You know, we didn't get to see our son. We had to look at him in recovery photos to believe that it was him. I didn't get to touch him. I didn't get to hug him because we weren't given the choice.
Jeffrey Uphold II was found on Friday, September 17, 2021 at 5:08 p.m. in the Monongahela River by some fishermen, according to his mother, Joellen. She stated that when the then 23-year-old's body was taken to Charleston for an autopsy, a large amount of fentanyl was found in his system, an amount that was enough for his death to be ruled as a homicide. Jeffrey began smoking marijuana as a teenager and eventually progressed to using other, harder drugs due to numerous other factors, such as long work hours and depression. By the time Jeffrey finally came forward to his mother about his addiction, it had been almost 2 years that he had been using.
It's a horrible, horrible thing for any parent to have to go through. And until you've dealt with addiction with your child or a family member or a loved one, you really don't understand it. It is a choice. I'm not saying it's not a choice that they make from the beginning, but once they make that choice, it's no longer their choice.
As Jeffrey's addiction escalated, he tried multiple different avenues to seek help, including moving back home, as well as a 3-month stint in a California rehab facility. Jeffrey last spoke to his mother on September 13th, 2021, 4 days before he was found. After not hearing from her son for more than 24 hours, Joellen Uphold filed a missing persons report with the Morgantown Police Department on September 15th. She stated that normally police won't file a report after just 2 days, but because Jeffrey had established such a positive rapport with the department, they filed the report and helped his family search for him.
This was always my favorite time of year, going into fall, to where you still have the warm weather, but you have the cool, the colors. It makes me sick to my stomach now. Because whenever we have the cool nights and the warm days, it makes me think of the days we searched for Jeffrey.
So far, no one has been charged with Jeffrey's death, and his mother is hoping that by continuing to tell his story, the culprit will come forward and confess to the crime. Joellen Uphold has been traveling with Lost Voices of Fentanyl to Washington, D.C. to help share her son's story, also participating in other organizations such as Trail of Truth, which paints headstones of people who face substance-related deaths. But the main way that she pays her respects is by going to visit the last place that Jeffrey was seen.
I do go to the river often. I go to his recovery site on his angelversary to either send flowers or to just be there. It gives me peace. I think maybe because, you know, that's where God revealed him and brought him forth.
Joellen Uphold says it's very important to her to make sure other young people in the community know to be careful when using recreational drugs, even recommending investing in fentanyl test strips and Narcan. She also asks that if anybody has information about the circumstances surrounding Jeffrey's death, to reach out to her directly. Reporting from the studio, I'm Jordan Massey, 12 News.
This week's Restaurant Road Trip, we are heading over to Elkins, which is where 12 News' Jordan Massey stopped by for a fine dining experience. He has the latest now from the Oxley house.
We offer a lot of different things than what you would expect at your local restaurants, whether it's pizza, burgers, definitely better sized entrees than what you would find at your local restaurants around here.
Oxley House just opened up about 2 weeks ago in connection with the Tigard Hotel in Elkins. The restaurant's sous chef Carlos Ramirez says he feels that the restaurant brings something different to the city and believes that what they have to offer may even attract tourists to come out to the small town.
We definitely take pride in where we locally source our items. The style of food would be like Appalachian influenced Southern cooking type of cuisine that we definitely do here in the Oxley House.
However, Ramirez said what makes Oxley House stand out the most is the service. He has been cooking for about 12 years and actually lived in Northern Virginia prior to moving to Elkins to work at the Oxley House. And now he's hoping to bring some of that big city flavor to their small town establishment.
Going from a bigger city to a smaller town, I mean, it's just a change of atmosphere. We definitely will try to provide that excellent service that you would find at a bigger city like DC or Philadelphia, New York, and we want you to get the best experience there is from a smaller town. We can compete with the bigger cities, and we want to make our mark here.
Now, seeing is believing, so take a look at the food for yourself, and I'll describe the spread that Oxley House has prepared for 12 News. As you all can see, Oxley House has really brought their A-game for this week's restaurant road trip. They have provided us with some herb-crusted airline chicken breasts right here on a bed of mushroom risotto with some collard greens topped with some mushroom sauce. Then we have our smokehouse burger with blackening seasoning, some black pepper jam, caramelized onions, and blue cheese. Then let's move on over to the house salad right here. It is some mixed greens with some cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, and some homemade ranch dressing. But I will be giving a try this 14-ounce pork chop right here with some bourbon bacon jus on top, some Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, and some charred broccolini. But first, for this week's restaurant road trip, right here in Elkins, I'm Jordan Massey with 12 News. That is really good.